Hello, everybody. Welcome back to an episode of the Gamers Podcast. Today we're going to be talking about the new psvr2, so PlayStation Virtual Reality 2. They just dropped it. I believe it was like a few weeks ago. I don't know the exact date, but it's fresh. It's a brand new VR set that Sony and PlayStation has come out with. So we're going to be talking about all the features, pricing, which I know a lot of people have a problem with the pricing. I have a problem with the pricing, but we're going to be getting into that all in this podcast today. So we're going to be getting into the features and everything. So let's go right into it. So I'm getting this from gamesradar.com. I'm just talking about all the features. PSVR 2 has arrived and it's time to get excited. Remember, embargoes lifted on February 16th and they've overwhelmingly positive across the board. In our time with the headset so far, we've had a blast. In our PSVR 2 review, we found that Sony's latest visor has a great value for money. For a lot less than a PC VR headset, you get a top-class feature set, as well as a few bells and whistles the best VR headsets struggle to compete with. The 120 HD OLED display brings even softer, more illustrative visual styles to live in breathtaking ways. So high-fidelity games like Horizon, Call of the Mountain look simply stunning. The controllers are some of the best you'll find on the market, using haptic feedback and trigger resistance to ground you in whatever game you're playing. The spatial tracking is accurate and free of fuss. Overall, we've awarded PSVR 2 4.5 stars. PSVR 2 will cost $549.99, or I'll just round it up to $550 in American dollars. For one purchase, you'll get the headset, a set of VR2 Sense controllers, and some stereo headphones that can fit directly into the headset thanks to a handy stereo headphone jack and the headband's design. It's unclear how pre-stock order has held up because PlayStation has controlled the situation extremely closely. If you registered your interest, you were in with a chance of getting an email inviting you to secure a headset. These invitations email were drip-fed to folks in stages, and even people who didn't register interest started receiving them as well as approached launch. Now, it really seems like more of a free-for-all with Sony listing available pre-orders on their website that seem open to all. So that was kind of all the article I really wanted to read. Now I'm going to go into what I think about it. First of all, I'm going to talk about the pricing here. It's extremely overpriced. I understand it's like you're getting good quality. It could be downpriced a little bit. I would be willing to pay at least $400 for that, maybe a tiny bit higher. But personally, I would not be spending $550 on that. That's just me. Sure. People will, of course. But I just don't think it's worth that much for a VR headset. It's not. That's just me personally. I don't plan on buying it, just to put it out there. I don't really plan on buying it. I never was really into VR, regardless of the price. I was never really into VR for any of that stuff. So I've never had a VR headset, and I don't really plan on getting one for a while. So I never was really in the whole VR game thing. So regardless of anything, it's out of the question that I'm gonna get it. Plus, I don't really feel like dropping $550 on that. But it's extremely overpriced. That's just my opinion on the pricing, and I know a few other people think that too. And I've seen things. I've seen people talk about how it is overpriced. So I'm not the only one here. As far as its features go, I haven't really seen any gameplay of like playing on VR on PSVR 2. I haven't really seen any people play games on it just yet. I was just kind of going over the features and what you're going to get upon buying it, and what it brings to the table. In terms of that, it's a great headset. I mean, it's a good VR headset. It has a lot of good features on it, like that upgraded it from the last PlayStation VR headset that they had coming out. It's certainly an upgrade. You're definitely going to get an upgrade. It's just the price is a bit too overpriced, like I said. So for the last little bit of this podcast, I'm going to go over the PSVR 2 games that have been announced and the ones that are on the market. Horizon, Call of the Mountain, Star Wars Tales from Galaxy's Edge Enhanced, Resident Evil Village. The entire Resident Evil 8 experience on PSVR 2 is a free upgrade to the existing PS5 game from Capcom. Gran Turismo 7. We'd long suspected Gran Turismo 7 would jump to the PSVR 2, and like Resident Evil Village, the entire game is playable in VR as a launch day update to the PS5 exclusive game. The table-dropped RPG-inspired Dungeon Crawler was one of our favorite games when it released as of February 22nd launch day, released for PSVR 2. It brings the entire experience to players both on PSVR 2 and on TVs with the PS5. Cities VR Enhanced Edition is a launch day release for PSVR2. Initially released on the Quest Store, the PlayStation Store Enhanced Edition brings the full Cities Skylines experience into VR. According to the PlayStation blog, this version will use the PS5's horsepower to bring to great detail and ensure smooth experience when observing your cities from all the levels. Pistol Whip is a launch day title for PSVR 2 with support for a bunch of the headset's new features and capabilities, according to Lucas Stisansky. Sorry if I messed up your name. From Cloudhead Games, the Sense controller haptics allow you to feel the rush of the bullet grazing your head and feel for more realistic vibrations when firing. Pistol Whip also supports 3D audio for PSVR 2 and features faster loading times and scene transitions. So, those are just a few of the titles. I got all this stuff from uploadvr.com, which is a VR website about all the VR news. So, shout out to the two websites I sourced in this video. But that's kind of it. Just read a few launch titles and, overall, what I think of the PSVR 2. But it's a good system, just overpriced. That's the only problem I can see I'm going to have with it, even though I'm not buying it. But that's the only problem I see out of the whole PSVR 2 launch. So, that's all I really have to say. So comment down below. Are you guys going to get it? What do you guys think of the PSVR 2? Let's discuss. That's pretty much it. So make sure to subscribe for more content, like the video, all the good stuff. Discord, Twitch, Instagram, links in the description. And I'll see you guys in the next video.